Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am the Soundmeister Will G. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Everybody, I've got the ultimate setup for you guys today. Before, in the past several videos, I've talked about how to tune and adjust your systems off of just using one sound enhancer. But today I am going to actually show you guys how to do it on both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pair of Beoplay 11s, which I also own a pair of Beoplay 10s. So what I'm going to do today is, since both of these earbuds sound basically the same and all of the specs are basically the same except for the frequency, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Beoplay 11s, since they have a wheel equalizer / enhancer, which is known as the Beosonic, and I'm going to use the secondary system that I have on here, which is my flow equalizer, which I refer to as the sound enhancer, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to tune these babies up. And I'm going to give you some, at the end of my video, I'm going to give you a couple of settings that you can use to fine tune so you can hear exactly what you are doing and how you are doing it. So the only difference, let me just state this first. The only difference that I found between the Beoplay 11s and the Beoplay 10s is that the sound frequency is about 2,000 hertz higher. The Beoplay 10s play from 20 hertz up to 20,000 hertz, and the Beoplay 11s play from 20 hertz to 22,000 hertz. That makes a difference in the sound, especially on that high end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these on, and I'm going to actually show you how to set them up based off of what you're listening to. I'm going to do a fresh setting on some music. At the end of the video, I have a couple settings that are my own personal ones that I will share with you all, that you can use so you can be able to use it as a template, so you can go back and begin to tune and fine tune and readjust your sound to get that optimum audiophile quality sound. So without further ado, I'm going to get these put in my ears here, and we are going to get some music going. Once again, unfortunately, due to the copyright rules and regulations, I can't actually play the songs for you, but I can tell you the songs that I will be using in this video. So right now I have a folder that I have songs for tuning. This is what I basically tune all of my earbuds and headphones by. So as you can tell, I have a variety of music from jazz, classical, orchestra, symphony music, down to jazz, some rock, R&B, a little bit of hip hop. So I've combined a nice set of songs that I can use, that I can tune anything with on the fly. So what we're going to do is, so now that I have everything connected, I want to show you guys the difference between the Beosonic setup and also the slide, which is the enhancer. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to bring this up so you guys can physically see this. This is what the Beosonic looks like. As you can tell, you have 4 main settings. You have a bright, a warm, an energetic, and a relaxed sound mode. Aside from those, you also have a low bass, a high treble, a high bass, and also a low treble. So when you initially engage this, it's always going to be in the optimum mode, which is considered flat. Now we're going to take the same thing and we're going to look at the enhancer. As you can see, we have slides. So in this particular setting, I'm only going to use my 12 band setting, which I really prefer. Now, the key to doing this is this. Most people would say, or some people would say, it really doesn't matter. And that can be true. It's a matter of choice. But for the purposes of this video, what I always do is I start with my secondary, which is what I call my enhancer, and the one that comes in the app for my headphones or my earbuds is always my primary. So I don't go first to second, I go second to first, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up something in my earbuds that I can hear. Let's get something really good on the fly. Let's do Hotel California. Okay, right now I've got it playing in my ears. Everything is flat, as you can tell. The slide enhancer is flat, and also the Beosonic is in a flat mode. So what I do is, or what you want to do, you want to come to your secondary, which would be your enhancer that you added onto it, and you want to start on the high end, or rather I start with the high end. The reason why is when I bring up the high frequencies, it will begin to bring out my music before I get to my low end. So as you can tell, I'm bringing everything up to a nice moderate level. Now once I have my mid-range to my high side set, I begin to increase on my low end. So I start from left. Excuse me guys. I start from right to left. And as I'm going, my sound begins to fill out. So what I want to do is I want to find that nice optimum setting here that will be good for this particular song. So right now, the setting that I have this place in is ideal for this song. And if you listen to this in this particular setting right here, for example, if you can see this real good, take a screenshot, save it, you can go back. Now, once I have my detail from this, now I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to come over here to my primary, which is the Beosonic, and I'm going to take this wheel and I'm going to move this wheel around. As you can tell, I'm using a Galaxy Ultra 2024. So therefore I have the S Pen, which I think is the best thing going. I love this. Wouldn't use any other phone without it. This is my go-to. So that being said, I'm going to use this S Pen. I can get a much finer detailed sound. As you can see, the movements of the wheel are very, very precise. Now, with the slide on the enhancer, I can only go up and down. Also, I have gaps in my frequencies. So this particular setting on the slide enhancer only goes from 31 to 16,000 kHz. But there are frequencies in between that are missing. So that being said, by me using the Beosonic, I can kind of fill in those gaps to bring that sound out nice and sweet. So basically, I want to find my sweet spot for this particular song, which I want to give it a little bit of volume to about 60. This is about 60% right here. So what you want to do is you want to take this wheel and just position it until you get that nice sound to your liking. So as I'm moving this around, my sound is definitely going to change. Right now I'm in the bright setting, which for this particular song, Hotel California, it's just all highs, strictly highs and mids. I come down to warm, I've got nothing but a nice, smooth, low bass sound. So what I do is always run it around just to see what you like. Once I get to a spot, like in this particular case with this song, I'll bring it to the energetic mode. From energetic, this has a nice warm crisp sound. But what you can do is take this wheel and you want to move it up slowly. This, if you can see this, get a screenshot, folks. This position for this song is beautiful. This is totally sweet. Now, if you're someone who says, you know what, I want a little bit more highs, all you simply do is just move the wheel up a little bit more toward the high treble, and then you can begin to bring it in to try to incorporate some of the low end from the bass. Now, what will happen is, once you find that sweet spot, so let's say for this demonstration, we're going to leave it right here. Okay? You can always come back to your secondary and you can make slight adjustments if you need to. So I brought my low end up just a little bit more. Now, if you say you want to bring out more guitar, you want to come to your mid range and you want to bring those guitar frequencies up with those highs. It looks crazy on the slide enhancer, but on the wheel it's just a basic setting. So if you can get a screenshot of this setting right here along with this slide and you use a 12-band enhancer, I guarantee you the sound will be sweet. Now, the other thing that I must say is this. There are many other frequency settings that you can use on this. So what we want to do for this particular song, I want to loop this because I want to work this for just a minute. Now, we're going to come back to our slide enhancer, and what we're going to do is we want to bring these down to a more softer setting, which you can see right here. On my low end, I did not touch, only the mids and the highs. You can still hear the guitar. Oh, it's crisp, crisp. You can still hear the cymbals. Everything in that song is just, it's a softer, smoother, warm sound that you really need to hear. So again, if you can, screenshot this setting. Now we're going to come back to the Beosonic. Again, I never moved it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys another setting that you can try. Put it in the energetic setting, which means you want to have the wheel all the way down, covering the C on the word energetic. Now, what it's going to do is going to bring it down to a more warm and soft sound, and then we simply come to our secondary enhancer, and we want to bring those highs up more. This is a beautiful sound. Now, as you notice, I have not touched anything on my low end, only the mids to highs. This setting is also a good setting to use. So what we want to do is, if you say, you know, song sounds great, but I want to put a little more punch into it. So what I'm going to do is come back here to your Beosonic, play with the wheel setting. You want to find that nice optimum setting that you prefer, which, as you can see, I'm on the outside rim and I'm just going around. Now, also what you can do is you can move this wheel inside. This will give you a much softer sound between treble and energetic. And a key that I saw a gentleman do from Bang & Olufsen was he played with this in this area right here mainly. And as you move it between the energetic and the high treble, you can get a nice sweet sound. And by doing this, all we want to do is come back to our secondary, and if you want to bring it down more, you see you can bring it down, Or if you say, you know what, I want a more, I guess you could say, rock sound. Again, play with the secondary enhancer. Simply play with the enhancer, and this will give you exactly what you want every time, depending on what you choose as far as your music. Now, what I want to show you guys is that not only can you use these, you also have custom settings that are installed in this particular enhancer. The only thing I do not like about these are that a lot of them are not close to what the song would portray. So if I want a rock setting, I'm going to put this on rock. This is where it takes me to. Now, if you understand tuning and you know about guitars and cymbals and you like that crisp high-end sound, as you're bringing these up, my low end right here is raised up high enough that it's making the treble and the high end sound very, very low. So once again, if you do like the way it sounds in a setting like this, for example, come back down here, come to your Beosonic, and you play with this. Now, by simply moving this up to the high treble, sound change completely. This is beautiful. Nice, good sound, wonderful sound. This is bumping, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is just one of the many settings that you can use. I really like the Beosonic and the Bang & Olufsen because the wheel is much more accurate, as you can see. I'm going to come back to my slide enhancer, and this is all I can do. This is it. But the problem is, which I have a surprise, which I'm going to reveal to you guys in another video, you have gaps in your frequencies of your music. So just for the sake of time, from your low end, as we climb up the scale from low to high, your low end is always going to be around 30, 31 hertz. And then we have 62, 125, 250, 500, 1000. So what this basically means is that the further the gap in the frequencies, it's not a nice, finely detailed sound. And if you had a professional studio equalizer or enhancer where your numbers are closer, for example, I've got 2000 hertz right here. I've got 4000. I may have a 5000, 6. I might have a 7, 7.5. I've got 8. I might have a 10. In between 12 to 16K, I might have a 14. So, and in some situations, maybe 18 up to a 20. So a lot of enhancers that I have looked at, I've gone through quite a bit of them to try to find what will give me what I want at a nice, smooth sound. So what I want to do for you guys is I'm going to put this back in flat mode, and we're going to come back here to the Beosonic, and we're going to put this at flat. I'm going to bring up another track. Let's do Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana. Okay. On the Michael Jackson one, again, slide enhancer versus a wheel. So if you have any Bang & Olufsen Beoplay E10s or 11s, this is what you're going to get. This is like beautiful. So let's get down to it. Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana. Again, we want to bring up that high end. By bringing this up, it's going to bring this out with the vocals and the instruments on the high end, particularly cymbals, guitars, keyboards, things of that nature. As the song begins to play, you want to bring up the vocals. This is going to be that vocal range right here. So what we're going to do is we're not going to put too much on it right now because we're going to use the Beosonic to bring it out more. So, oh yes, here we go. So what we're going to do, we're going to try this setting right here just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Again, if you want a screenshot, get it by memory, This is what we're going to use. Let me bring my mid-range down a little bit. Okay, now we're going to come here to the Beosonic, and again with the wheel, we're going to take it. This area that I'm moving the wheel in is where you really want to stay. Anything in this quadrant right here, this will give you a nice, sweet, crisp bass, bump in, whatever you prefer music-wise. This area is where you want to be. So for Dirty Diana, we're going to put it between high treble and energetic. Now that is crisp and clean. Now we're going to come back to our secondary, and we want to put a little bit of low end on it. You want to bring it up just enough to feel that bass come in. Excuse me. So right now in this particular setting, Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana, this is a great sound. Now the vocals can be a little bit more. Let me see, get this right about there. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Once again, the setting looks crazy, but it works. That's the whole object to it. It's not meant to be pretty. It's meant to work to give you that sound that you want. Now, if you say, okay, Will G, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but hey, I'm just a regular guy. I just want my song simply enhanced slightly. Not a problem. What we're going to do, come back flat. We're going to come back to the Beosonic. We're going to put this back in the optimum mode. When we come back over here to your enhancer, let the music play that you're listening to. As the music is playing, what I want you to do is slowly bring your slides up to maybe no more than a +4. As you can see, I'm at a 3.9, 3.3, or 1.9. I'm going to bring this up, and I want you to see what I'm doing here, because there's a method to my madness. Okay, let me loop Michael Jackson again. I want to loop this. So what we're going to do is, on my 16,000 hertz, which is the top of my high end, I'm at a 3.9. Okay. On my low end, I'm going to come up at 500 hertz, and I'm going to begin to bring this up slightly. Just slightly, I'm going to bring this up just enough, because even though it does not look like it sounds worth anything listening to, what I want you to do is, if you can just simply get a screenshot of this setting. I'm going to leave it here for you guys for a second. Get a screenshot of this. On my low end right here, I'm at a 2.3 on my decibels. On the low end, the high end, I'm at a 3.9. I have not passed 4 through the whole entire setting. So now what I want you to do is to say, hey, you know what? I just want to enhance it slightly. Once you have this set, if you simply come to the flat and turn it off, you will hear that difference. Come back down here to your custom. You're going to hear the slight change. Get out of this, come back to your primary, which is the Beosonic, and you begin to move the Beosonic to that desired position. And as you're moving this, move it slowly. What I would recommend, play your volume at around 60 to 70%. And this is like incredible. That is a beautiful sound. This particular setting on the Beosonic, you can see what that is. And then we're going to come back to our slide enhancer and see what this setting is. It looks like it's flat, but I guarantee you it's not. When you hear this, you will understand exactly why. This particular setting right here it's more of, you're taking it about no more than maybe 10% past the actual recording. So What we want to do is, if this is a setting that you like and you want to leave it, you want to come up here, save as profile. You come here, you title it what you want to title it as. Once you've done that, you hit save. You've got it locked in. That's one setting you can use. So once again, guys, the whole object of this is not to be pretty, but to be effective. So no matter what kind of music that you're listening to, we can simply say, hey, I can take my earbuds, I can take my headphones, which I'm gonna get into those, and we can work this the way you want to work it. So basically, these settings work. Everything that I have shown you guys works. So once again, the presets that are in here, I really don't use them because I've been doing this so long. I can just listen to something and just go blind, and I can adjust. I don't really need to use these. But what you do is, if you want to do a comparison to hear the difference in your sound, once you have, let me show you this real quick. I want to go to, let me go to a setting of mine that I use, load profile. Let me go to, I'm going to come down here to my Beoplay E10s. Okay, on my Beoplay E10s, I have a setting that I use, my basic setting. This is my Beoplay E10 basic setting. So I use this, and also I'll come back over here. Let me get out of the Beosonic, and what I do is I come back, and on my E10s I have multiple settings. So I basically set, tune, and adjust my music all kind of ways. So for that particular setting, I'm going to use my setting 1. When I go into the setting 1, you want to tap on that particular setting again. You want to scroll down until you find it's going to be highlighted, as you can see. When it's highlighted, come here to the side, and you want to click this pencil. That will show you where your setting is. This setting stays in this position. So what I do is, for all of my music that I listen to, no matter what the type is, I always have a setting for that particular genre of music. Again, this is a particular setting. Now, the good thing about this is, on some songs that you listen to, you can actually take the Beosonic, once you have your enhancer set to a certain mode or setting that you use, and it will actually make the music sound better. So a lot of times, you'll set it one way and think, oh, it has to be this way all the time, constantly. No, it doesn't. Music is always adjusting. Your ear changes, your hearing changes, different things change in your hearing. So in my particular case, what I do is, as you can see, I go into the Beosonic, and I have, outside of the standard settings, I have all of these settings that I use for my Beoplay E10s and also my Beoplay 11s. I can take any one of these settings, use these, come over here to my sound enhancer, and I can say, okay, I want to use a setting. Let me load one for, say, my BMW PI7 S2s. I want to do an R&B. I've got, excuse me, I've got multiple R&B settings. So I want to use R&B 1. I'll use this setting for the BMWs. I'll come back to my B&O setting, and I'll use a live jazz. And depending on what that particular song is, the music, it will sound good. Now, once again, the whole name of the game is to get the highest quality sound you can get. That's it. We're not trying to be pretty. We're not trying to be fancy and flashy. We're just trying to get the best sound we can get. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys were able to get something from the demonstration here. Also, Again, like I previously stated, I'm going to put at the end of the video a couple of settings for the B&O 11s and also some of the settings for the slide. So what I want you guys to do is duplicate what I've done and what I have put up that you can see. And once you've duplicated that, go back, play your favorite songs, and just adjust, play with it. Because at the end of the day, my sound of what is nice and crisp to me and clear sounding might sound different to someone else a little bit. So again, if you have not downloaded a equalizer / enhancer, I recommend that you put one on your phone if you use an Android or iOS. You know, I don't know how Apple stores. I'm an Android guy, so I love Android. But the Flow Equalizer is one of the best ones that I have been able to come across because of what it can do and the features that it has in it. You know, so this one for me works really great. But I also found some other ones that I'm going to bring to you guys probably in my next video. And I really want you guys to take the time to look at them, download them, play with them. If you like it, fine. If you don't like it, you know, hey, you do what suits you best. But at the end of the day, this is simply about trying to get that nice optimum sound that you're looking for out of your music. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to thank you all for hanging in there with me. You know, I hope that this video was informative, educational, and most important, please, 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 no matter what you spend on your earbuds and your headphones, it is an investment. So if you spend from $50 up to $5,000 or whatever it is that you spend, you want to try and get the best possible sound for what you have purchased. By adding a enhancer to the one that is included in the app on that particular earbud or those headphones, it is well worth it, because I guarantee you it will change the way you listen to music. You'll never listen to it the same ever again. So once again, Soundmeister Will G here. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next round.